Damn. Okay. Starting off strong. Okay, bitch, relax. Okay, Akane, you have to peep that shit. Akane, please. Okay, look into that. Literally look into that. Her tone was different. There's no goddamn way. Yeah. I would have explained it more like, yeah, it's our bodies that breathe and shit, but our avatars are kind of like the essence of us, I would say. It's like, who are you? Because there's no face, there's no skin color, there's no whatever. What did you pick? What did you decide to pick? From that point onward, it's who you are, kind of. Okay, Kougami's going the route that I was going. I was like, she's a bit aggressive. One, and like her speech patterns are different too. Oh, okay, just that one particular one. Okay, then I'm stupid. Either way, I think she was being hella aggressive for no reason. Either way, but sure, the police thing works too. Alright, so we're just not gonna look into her avatar at all. Like, she was a person at your fucking at your school. Like, I feel like that's very fucking important. Just know. All right. I mean, I feel like it's kind of a weird thing to. It better come into play later because that's such a weird thing to bring into play and then just not do anything with. That's so weird to me. Oh, okay, that's what he was doing with the tomatoes. I was just editing that earlier too. I might decide to keep that in now. All right, these guys. This is the second guy that's had like weird eyes. I'm gonna guess it's like some Sybil system Dominator shit where it's like you touch it and then it gives you like a thing like it gives you like a augmented reality thing, but they just have like a different version of it or something. That's my assumption off of that. Not, I mean, kind of. It was a little bit kind of. I don't know about all of it, but shut the Kougami, please don't do this. Be quiet. I agree. Aww. True. Talk to him. I agree. To an extent. I feel like it should be more people, but sure. 4 years ago, holy shit. Ooh, so you can take routes. Okay, good. Interesting. Wait, she's not. Oh yeah, she's like 18, 19. That's crazy. She's dropped in age. Holy shit, that's. Oh, whoa. Okay, I just kind of forgot. I guess he's not there. There's no way. Oh, is that him? He's actually here. Wow. So yeah, he can really fuck with the augmented reality shit of the Sybil system. That's interesting. Interior hollow. Oh, okay. That's what they meant. Got it. 36, 37, 38, 335. Damn. Wait. Okay, his coefficient was 335. He didn't blow up. Now I'm gonna assume that because the and pain inhibiting, huh? Okay, I'll talk about this after. What the fuck? Plato's idea. Yeah, this is about what I expected. They're casting him off. Didn't even try to. So, is there a jail in this world, or they just fucking kill everybody? Holy shit! Is there just therapy and then death after that? Like, holy fucking goddamn! That kind of holds to my whole augmented reality thing too. By the way, they could be on their own like little network, into where they can communicate with each other and see each other's shit or whatever. This is so random. These scenes are so fucking random. It's 28. Okay. Okay. So, okay, hold on. So, I think we're just gonna go straight into the fucking thing. I'm gonna hold on. Let me see if they have after credits or something. I check all the time, so don't fucking at me, bitch. Oh fuck! Wait, no, I have to. Never mind. I'm stupid. Or I'm gonna go back through it by myself. Hold on. God damn it! I forgot. Hello. Hello. Okay. So this one's actually gonna be. Oh fuck! It might not be short. Let me not say that. But this one might be short. Maybe. Where do I want to start? I didn't feel like talking, so I wrote it in notes again. So if my shit's scattered, that's why. Hold on, let me change the position of the mic right quick. So, so my comments on the eyes and how I thought that they were like connected to like their own little system, kind of like how when the investigators or the enforcers as well, I mean the inspectors or the enforcers connect to the dominators, their eyes glow and the thing starts talking to them. I think that maybe they, Makishima, is that his name? I think it is. Yeah, it's Makishima. I think Makishima's group have made like their own little thing, to like have like their own like augmented reality shit, right? I think that's what they've done, and like their contacts or something, or it's just always in them or something. I was going to say that the ending with the guy freaking out was a part of that. It was like to boost my theory on that. However, I'm discrediting, not discrediting, but however, that's wrong because we see the interior hollow turn off right before Kagari then enters the room. So I think it's more of a by the time Mikishima, fuck me. So by the time Makishima turned it off, Mito was already hallucinating and going crazy. I think it was one of those. So I'm gonna take that off. However, I will say the boosted manipulate. I feel like the manipulation of the interior hollow in and of itself is a credit to what I was saying in the first place. So I think that that's kind of like it could be a thing. Also, they made Dominator detecting shit. So it's like without the Sybil system knowing. Now I don't know what the Sybil system is like capable of. We haven't really gotten anything on the Sybil system, but from what I see, from what I assume, that's a pretty impressive feat. So it's not crazy for me to think that they could create their own like little Sybil system bootleg off brand shit. Mito's crime was 335. I forget. See, this is what I get for spacing these out, kind of, because I want to know specifics, and I really don't feel like going back to look. But I might not. I'm not gonna say probably. I might go back and look. The color next to the number, this is the thing. I forget if the color next to the number means anything. I feel like it does. Because I feel like when Masaoka, when Akane pointed the gun at Masaoka on her first job, it showed a color. I feel like it did somewhere on the screen, and I feel like I got that color. So if I'm assuming that's right, this color was like plum burgundy. So yeah, 335. I'm adding that to the list. I'm not on that set of lists, so I'm on a different thing. Like I wrote notes in a different tab or whatever. So that's why I'm not updating it right now. I'll probably do it after, and then I'll see if like plum burgundy was like correct or whatever. His crime coefficient was 335, and he didn't blow up. Kougami shot him in the left arm, and his arm splattered. Okay, but the guy in the first episode, you shoot him once and his whole fucking body dies. He just blows the fuck up. Now, I will say, this time it did say Lethal Eliminator, and I believe last episode with those machines, it said Lethal Destroyer, and instead of like a bullet, it was like a fucking beam. Sorry, it was like a beam. So I will say that it's different, and I might have to go back and look at what they said to what it said to the guy in the first episode. And if it's the same, maybe this is like an anime thing versus manga thing. I don't understand how it calculates what blows up and what doesn't, because maybe it depends on where you shoot the guy. Because I want to say in the first episode the guy got shot in like the chest or the head or something, and then he just fucking ate it. He ate it. Meanwhile, Kougami shot him in the left arm, so it's like only that part he blows up. But even then, and I guess that kind of would make sense. But I also would say even then, to doubt it. So I feel like it could go either way with this next one I'm about to bring up. Even then slash either way. But it could slash even then. What the fuck I said originally. When Gino's team shot him, they shot him twice. So shooting him twice equals his whole top half blowing up, except his spinal cord, because his spinal cord was there, and minus one arm. However, again, in the first episode, you shoot a guy once and he blows up. So either way, it's still like a kind of, I'm not gonna say discrepancy. Like it's nothing too big. I just wanted to point it out because I'm like that kind of just maybe I'm that I don't yeah. That's kind of a weird thing. Like what dictates a dude getting one shot versus a guy just getting his arm taken off because blah blah blah. Also, they said that he had like pain inhibiting drugs. Call me crazy, never had my arm chopped off. Don't know about this, so it could totally be wrong. However, does that pain inhibiting drug include blood clotting? Because yes, he was bleeding down the hallway, down the stairs, and that's it. However, once he got into the elevator and onward, I didn't see him bleeding ever. Now, he did have his little thing tied up, but I feel like you would still be bleeding a fuck ton. 1, 2, you would probably pass out and get way more pale. 3, it would probably drip out of the fucking thing. No, am I crazy? It would probably drip down your fucking side. No, am I crazy? Is that no? Okay. So I'm like, that was kind of weird as well. Again, could be just an anime thing. Gino's partner was Kougami. Okay. I thought it was gonna be Masaoka, but sure, this works too. This explains, or at least can explain, why Gino is so fucking tight laced. He's seen the path Kougami went down, and he probably got obsessive over the case. So Gino doesn't want to go down that path, and he doesn't want other people to go down the path. So he just hard chose. So like, if for instance, they both started at neutral, and Kougami was already like leaning to the right a little bit, and then Gino was leaning to the left a little bit, but they were still neutral. But they were like on like as far as you can go in neutral to one side or the other, or maybe they were closer, but they were still like slightly askew from each other. Right? Maybe they were like exactly in the middle, but they were slightly askew from each other. Kougami got obsessed with the case, went all the way to the fucking right, and he was like, "Screw it, I don't care, fuck it." And or he just slightly went outside of neutral, and then the system was like, "Fuck you." Even if his stress level and his mental health or whatever and his crime coefficient is more or less fine now, if you can even course correct crime coefficient numbers and shit. I would imagine that has to do with stress, but also once you commit a crime, it's like yikes, which is a whole other fucking conversation I really don't feel like getting into right now. Either way, even if he was okay now, it wouldn't matter because you already crossed that line to the system, and you're hard there forever. You can never change ever. So it's like, even if he stepped slightly out of bound of neutral, it's over. It's over. It's too late. Commit. Fuck it. So it could be he barely stepped out of neutral to get what he wanted done, and then the system was like, no, fuck you. Either he or he stepped slightly outside of neutral, and then the system said, fuck you, and he was like, well, shit. There's no turning back now. Fuck it, run it, and he committed. And or he was just like, I don't give a fuck about anything. I'm gonna do it. I don't care. And he just ran straight down the fucking, just straight towards his goal, to the right. And then Gino saw that, and he was like, oh, that happened to you? I'm neutral right now. I'm looking at you go down that path. Fuck it, I'm a hard pick left. I don't even care anymore. So that explains that. It's funny because when I was watching the episode, I didn't say anything, but I was thinking I was thinking about what I said last episode, and about how I said Gino was more lax to Kougami, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. Because it's funny because when I was at first in the beginning, like in the middle ish part of the episode, Kougami and Gino were about to fight, and I was like, oh, I guess that fucking theory is out the window. Just when I said he's more lax with Kougami, they start a fucking fight, and Masaoka, out of all people, has to be like, hey, chill out. And then they hit me with the whole, oh, Kougami's my partner, and I was like, oh, okay, so I'm right. So I was kind of right, and then I was wrong. I thought I was wrong, and then I'm right, kind of. And I was like, oh, that's interesting, I guess. Well, not interesting, but I was like, oh wow, that's okay. Um, they're kind of pretty much getting rid of profiling, kind of like criminal profiling, like psychoanalysis profiling or whatever. I don't know what the fuck you'd call it specifically, because profiling can mean a multitude of things. Uh, but I would it's like Mindhunter profiling, like that kind, like just starting it profiling, like that, like the quote not the like the Mindhunter profiling, like that, like I'm not gonna say that, like that type of profiling. Um, Gino said saying that he could see someone doing what Mito did for kicks, but with the limited info that they had at the time and then Kougami being like, relax, dude, don't think like that, let us handle it. Pretty much him saying, don't think about it, like you're gonna cross that line, is interesting because he wasn't even doing anything really bad. um they've basically gotten rid of profiling as a whole, so it's like you're limiting yourselves as a whole in the fucking first place, because guess what, the only good fucking people that knows how to hunt these dudes down and be good investigators slash detectives or whatever are the enforcers. unless you're just a really really good inspector that knows how to get your mental stress good but also play the field kind of, which I don't think is a thing because they said that the system has been implemented recently. One and two, akane is like some fucking anomaly as far as we know within our small scope of like the branch that they're in, the CID. So it's like yeah, you're kind of fucking yourself over because you're limiting people's like intuition and shit. It's like, oh, I could easily solve this fucking thing way sooner. But no, you're gonna think like a criminal. No, no, late. I was gonna say deviant, latent criminal. No, and then it's like, yeah, but like, huh? What? Like, hello? I could just solve it. No, but don't think about it. You're a latent criminal. You're gonna become one. It's such a limiting of like. And how many latent criminals are enforced? Like how many enforcers do you even have? We don't even know because as far as we know, these guys are the only ones in this fucking town, let alone in the goddamn world. So it's like, these are the only good guys here. These are only good guys, as in like good like detective people and investigator people. Like, hello? Because everybody else can't even think about it. You might as well not even have Akane there. Akane's just there to babysit, like Masako said in, like, episode 3 or whatever. Or, like, it was, like, 3 or 2, whatever. 2, I think it was 2. They're just there to babysit. Like, why am I here? Hello? Anybody could be here. Hello? Like, not anybody, but, like, a wider range of people could be here. I'm not even doing anything. I might as well stay at the fucking place. Like, stay in the goddamn car type shit. But I mean, realistically, you can't because you have to watch them at all times. But like, you know, like, why am I here? Hello, that's such a limiting, dumb, like, thing to me. I mentioned the relation between avatars and like bodies, like the thing that Masaoka brought up about how he's like, oh, I don't understand avatars because our real bodies are what's living and breathing and blah blah blah. And I don't remember to what extent I mentioned this yet, but I'm gonna kind of reiterate myself if it's like if I have like discrepancies between what I say now versus then. Just figure it out, okay? I feel like I was going somewhere along the lines of I feel like the avatar is like you, like yes, your body is you physically, and that can tell like the test, like that can tell a test of your life, like that can tell, like your body can tell a lot of what you've been through, a lot of like what you've eaten, what it is, what you've been doing recently or your whole life, depending on if you have scars, like physical scars or not. That can be a testament of what you went through in your life. Like your body can tell a lot about you. However, I feel like the avatar part of it is more like internal and like mental state wise. It could tell a lot about you internally. And I feel like that's heavier than what the body can tell you, even though it's living and breathing. I feel like how you are online can tell, I'm not gonna say a lot about you, but like let me not get into that. I'm gonna just stick to Avatar specifically, right? I feel like they can tell more, but I'm not gonna say more. Like they're like denser, because for instance, right? Let's say you hop in a character creator, depending on how detailed it is, right? Okay, why'd you pick that avatar? Off rip. So immediately, what avatar you pick tells something about you, right? Why'd you pick that avatar? Why'd you pick those eyes? Why'd you pick that skin color? Why'd you not pick that skin color? Why'd you pick that hair color? Why'd you pick that animal? Right? And then it's like, okay, what height are you? What age are you? Like all that shit. How do you choose to act on here versus in real life? Of course, this is coming from like a third perspective point of view, but it can still tell you something about that person, like from our standpoint, right? It can still tell you something about that person. So I feel like that does more than just, oh, you have a body and you're this, so this is probably why you act the way that you act, depending on what environment that you're around, depending on your skin color, depending on blah 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 blah. Right? Yes, that can tell you that, but the avatars, I feel like, is more internal rather than people react. I mean, people act a certain way around you, and that made you the way you are. It's more so. It could be that tied into this as well, which I guess would kind of add more credence to the avatar as heavier. I feel, which it totally can. So like what I'm saying is like people treat you a certain way because of how you look or your body or your scars or whatever, and your body can tell a testament of what you've been through in your life. Like I said with the physical scars things, right? And all that shit bundled up together can influence you to pick the avatar that you do, right? And then also depending on if you act differently from your, like in real, depending on if you act differently in real life versus your avatar, that can tell you more as well. Again, from a third point perspective. Hello, third point perspective point of view. That's redundant. Whatever. I feel like I'm rambling at this point, so I'll just end it there. Yeah. Um. The while I was rewatching the episode and they were going over her logs, I was thinking about something. And I was thinking about like I don't know how to word this. Like a latent criminal can just be, oh, I'm an investigator. Like for instance, right? Oh, I'm an investigator. How? But I find out like, I'm like thinking this kind of ties into the whole profiling thing that I brought up earlier. But let's say I'm an investigator, right? Oh, I found out how criminals operate and think, and through this, I may possibly empathize with these criminals, and I start to see the cracks in the system, and that in turn makes me a latent criminal. It could just be like that simple, right? Over time or otherwise. That was basically kind of like my train of thought. Alternatively, and more detailed wise, it could be this. It's going to be the same thing, but kind of more detailed, more or less, right? So, alternatively, me sympathizing with the criminals could slash would affect my work, like my work life and really everyday life over time, as this constant looming thing in the back of my head, but ever present in literally everything I ever do ever in this fucking city. So right, so like for instance, people talking about Hughes casually enough to joke about them, like with Akane and her two friends. My literal work, where it's not. I mean, my literal work, where it's literally my job to hunt these criminals and solve cases. Where if I want to be good at it, I feel like you would kind of have to be enforcer alike, in the sense that you would have to like understand how these people work. Hunter. You have to understand, like, you have to control the board, like, meddle him. Like, come on. Like, you kind of have to an extent, or at the very least understand what they're doing. Not, like, manipulate them, but, like, at least understand what they're doing to be like, oh, okay, this is probably where they're going to go. We got to catch them here. Which, this system as a whole, this town, the enforcers themselves as well, draw a hard line between the two, which makes inspectors trash. Gino is dog poopy. Him and Akane haven't done shit this whole time, right? So it's like, like to the point where people can joke about it casually. My literal work, where it's my job to hunt criminals and solve cases, which goes into the system that branded them in the first place, and the society that made them that way, possibly the civil system as a whole, and how it operates in everyday life, how people act to keep hues up, like keep their hues like good, to not go to therapy and shit. Regulation per area of hue requirements and shit. Oh, you over this hue requirement? Don't step in that area. No. Oh, that's bad. You're gonna get arrested in the therapy. Do. Hell, even online we're anarchists. Even online we're anarchists are, because they are mad at the system and or avatars. Uh, Oh, hell, even online where anarchists are because they're mad at the system and or avatars roam free to be, roam free, where they go to be free and roam around and shit and show another side of themselves that they can't do IRL because therapy or societal pressures or literally getting arrested or the civil system, whatever, right? Or even something as simple as like a hollow room, to be honest, because it's like the hollow room. Okay, how is a hollow room like this? Because of the system. Oh, now we're back to square one. The system branded these people, and if I empathize with them, they could blah 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 blah. Whatever circumstances went into them doing what the fuck ever they're doing, it could have been avoided. But the system is trash. Like I can totally see it tearing someone down very fast, like to get stressed over shit in general or grow to hate the fucking system in general that made people the way they are in the fucking first place. Like the system made this problem. Like I can totally see somebody being mad at that shit. Like for better or worse, the system and the people in the system and the people themselves and the system themselves, all those things that I just said, they made the problem at the end of the day. Shigaraki, listen, okay? Regardless of how good the system was, regardless of how like good or negative intentions or neutral intentions it was, it made this problem at the end of the day. And in this world, they're just like, hey man, fuck it, dude. And that's like I can totally see why Kougami just like if this is my train of thought, right? Like I can just totally see how people could escalate that fucking fast. Like especially if you're in like Akane's line of work, which is like okay again, Akane, hello, check your hue. What's up with you? Why aren't you like you? Gino picked, he hard picked, okay, and everybody else on the team are fucking enforcers. So it's like Akane, what's up with you again? But yeah. Oh, I can see how they choose to hate I can see how they grow to hate how they could grow to hate the system, how it could tear them down, and or I can see how someone would maybe possibly choose to live outside of the system in the form of like abolition areas, since like there's not as much like surveillance and shit over there. They're not like lawless areas, but it's you get a bit more leeway over there, right? Abolition areas. You could work in a drone facility because there is no fucking service out there. It takes time for the city to come over there. Like you're kind of disconnected in the way. You're working for it, but you're kind of disconnected. You could move towns, but that's a big if, which goes into the world building thing I was talking about earlier. My problems with that kind of, in the sense that if other systems aren't in place, I'm like you can only move towns if other systems are not in place. One, two, if the whole world isn't like that, and this is like the last town. Three, like it's just a whole lot of shit. Um, uh, Getting off of that train of thought, it's basically you can move towns, but that's a big if. It's if, and we just don't have anything on the outside world other than this fucking town at all. So it's like I can't even go into that. That's just a lot of ifs and what ifs and questions and like, well, if we go here, it did. I don't feel like doing that, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. Or finally, you could possibly just become an enforcer because it's like you're already seen as too far gone. Yes, you're still in the town, but it's like you get to kind of do more than normal people would want to do. You don't really have to worry about your mental health past a certain point. Fuck it, dude. You're already a fucking dog of the state. You're kind of free a little bit. You're not, but you're kind of. You're freer in like, in a certain way. So I can totally see people, you know, uh, choosing to live out quote outside of the system through those means. Um, Mito was taking drugs. Noticed it. That's it. That's literally it. I just noticed it. Shouko was 21, so Akane has to be like 19 or 18, which means either Shouko graduated late or Akane somehow started school early. Unless my assumption that they get scanned for a job best suited to them right after high school is wrong and it's college, I guess. I don't know. Don't know where I want to go with that, but yeah. Back to Akane and her hue or whatever. Um, she was blaming herself hard for what happened to Shouko. Again, hue check her, please. And if it's clean, again, is that a hint to her backstory? Why doesn't she need to put as much care into her mental health as her two friends? Does that apply to most people? What about the people on her team? What do they do for mental health besides fuck on the base while working? What do they do besides that? Like, we need to see shit. The grandson used the grandfather's online account. That's a thing. If they could just access when you last logged in and where you logged in, I don't really see a point in going to a hotel. That just makes no sense to me. If anything, that's just as, I would say maybe a little bit less, but that's just as bad as doing it from your house, because it's like not only can they see when and where you're logging into your account, they can just go to the hotel logs and be like, oh, he's there now, he didn't sign out, bet. Like, well, it's a hotel, but still, it's like, okay, you're in one of two places. You're at your fucking house or at your fucking hotel. Like, I don't see the point in why Mito did that, but sure. Who's Plato? Am I crazy? Is Plato like a philosopher or something that I'm just ignorant about? Mito said Plato's idea. They best fitted Plato's idea, so no one can look down on them, and they have nobility, and then together they could guide the world, specifically guide. Oh, don't know what that means. I took note of that. Um, there's a lot of shit mentioned this episode, and I know there's like kind of a lot of shit mentioned in the previous episodes, like with the book. I think it was Makishima, the 1897 book. I think that's what it was. Maybe that book that he had, and then the philosopher earlier that Masakao brought up, and now with the whole Terayama Shugi play, Saraba. I didn't write it down right. Oh, it auto corrected. Whatever. The play Terayama made. They brought up that as well. I'll probably look. I'll probably write these down and look at them off like on my own. Yeah, but yeah, there's a lot of shit that gets brought up. I feel like I'm gonna have to write this shit down because I'm just gonna be curious anyways. So I might as well. I know. I'm gonna probably regret it if I don't. Um, Makishima's searching for something and he wants to know, is that like literal just knowledge, or is it like a physical thing, and through that physical thing he'll know what he wants to know? um the Kougami got I mean Kougami became an enforcer on Special Case 102, and what number was Akane wearing? 103 on her jacket. Ooh, I took note of that. And lastly, the quote from the Terayama Shugi play that Makishima made. Um, it seems like everyone is an agent for someone, and what's more, those agents have their avatars communicate in place of them. So is Makishima the agent for someone, and Mito is the avatar, or is Mito the agent and he literally used other people's avatars for Makishima, and Makishima is that someone? Who knows? Ooh, mystery. But yeah, that's it.